Hello, my friends. Welcome back to our channel. I hope you are doing well and becoming stronger every single day. Today's topic is mistakes are proof that you are trying. Everyone makes mistakes, but not everyone learns from them. Every mistake is a chance to grow, improve, and become wiser. The people who achieve great things are not those who never fail. They're the ones who never stop trying. In this video, you will learn how to turn your mistakes into valuable lessons and use them as stepping stones towards success. So, watch this video until the end because one lesson today could completely change the way you see failure. And if you enjoy this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Let's get started. Lesson 1. Every mistake means you had the courage to try. Many people are afraid of making mistakes. They stay inside their comfort zone. They avoid new opportunities. They stop chasing their dreams because they are afraid of failing. At first, this may seem safe, but in reality, the biggest mistake is never trying at all. Think about a child learning to walk. The child falls again and again. No one laughs at the child for falling. No one says, "You should stop trying." Instead, everyone smiles and encourages the child to stand up again. Why? Because every fall is proof that the child is learning. Life works the same way. Every mistake you make while trying to improve is a sign that you are moving forward. You cannot learn a new skill without making mistakes. You cannot build confidence without facing challenges. You cannot achieve success without experiencing failure. Mistakes are not the opposite of progress. They are part of progress. Many successful people failed countless times before reaching their goals. They made wrong decisions. They faced rejection. They lost opportunities. They experienced disappointment. But they never allowed those moments to define their future. Instead, they asked one powerful question: what can I learn from this? That question changes everything. When you stop asking, "Why did I fail?" and start asking, "What did this teach me?" your mistakes become your greatest teachers. Every mistake contains a lesson. Sometimes it teaches patience. Sometimes it teaches discipline. Sometimes it teaches better planning. Sometimes it teaches humility. And sometimes it teaches you to believe in yourself even when things do not go as planned. The lesson is always more valuable than the failure itself. The only real failure is refusing to learn. Do not compare yourself to people who appear perfect. You only see their success. You do not see the mistakes they made before reaching that point. Behind every confident person is a long history of learning. Behind every expert is someone who was once a beginner. Behind every success story are moments of doubt, failure, and hard work. The difference is simple. They kept going. Remember, making mistakes does not make you weak. It means you had the courage to step forward while others stayed where they felt safe. It means you were willing to take action instead of only talking about your dreams. It means you believed your future was worth the risk. So, never be ashamed of your mistakes. Be ashamed only if you stop trying because of them. Stand up, learn the lesson, improve your approach, then take another step. Every mistake makes you a little wiser. Every challenge makes you a little stronger. Every attempt brings you one step closer to the person you want to become. One day you will look back and realize that the mistakes you once feared were actually the moments that shaped your greatest strengths. So keep trying, keep learning, keep growing, because every mistake is proof that you refuse to give up on your dreams. and that is something to be proud of. And before we start lesson 2, please like this video, because your one like gives me motivation to create more helpful videos for you. Lesson 2. Failure is a lesson, not a life sentence. One mistake does not define your future. One failure does not decide your destiny. One bad decision does not mean your life is over. Too many people believe that one failure means they are not good enough. They make one mistake, and instead of learning from it, they begin to doubt themselves. They stop trying, lose confidence, and give up on their dreams. But successful people think differently. They understand that failure is not the end of the journey. It is part of the journey. Every failure carries a lesson. Sometimes it teaches you to prepare better. Sometimes it teaches you to be more patient. Sometimes it shows you a better path. And sometimes it makes you stronger than success ever could. Imagine trying to climb a mountain. You may slip. You may lose your balance. You may even fall. But if you stand up and keep climbing, every step teaches you how to become a better climber. Life works in the same way. Every mistake teaches you something that success never could. The problem is not making mistakes. The problem is making the same mistake again and again without learning from it. Wise people do not waste their failures. They study them. They ask themselves, what went wrong? What can I do differently next time? How can I become better because of this experience? These questions turn failure into wisdom. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Every successful person was once inexperienced. Every confident person once felt afraid. The only reason they became successful is because they refused to let failure stop them. They understood that every setback was preparing them for a stronger comeback. Do not let one bad day make you believe you have a bad life. Do not let one rejection make you believe you will never succeed. Do not let one mistake convince you that you are a failure. You are not your mistakes. You are the person who learns from them. You are the person who gets back up. You are the person who keeps moving forward when others choose to quit. That is real strength. Failure can break your confidence if you let it, or it can build your character if you learn from it. The choice is always yours. So, when life knocks you down, do not stay there. Stand up. Take the lesson. Leave the regret behind. And keep walking toward your dreams. Because failure is temporary. But the wisdom you gain from it can stay with you for the rest of your life. Never forget this powerful truth. Mistakes may slow your journey, but they never have the power to stop it unless you decide to stop yourself. Lesson 3. Stop being afraid of looking like a beginner. Many people want to learn something new, but they are afraid of looking inexperienced. They want to speak confidently before they have practiced. They want perfect results before they have made their first attempt. They want to be successful without passing through the uncomfortable beginning. But every expert was once a beginner. Every confident person once felt nervous. Every skilled person once made simple mistakes. There is no shame in starting small. The real shame is refusing to begin because you are worried about what people may think. When you start something new, you may feel slow. You may ask basic questions. You may make mistakes that seem obvious later. That is completely normal. You are not failing. You are learning. A beginner is not someone who is weak. A beginner is someone brave enough to enter a new room without knowing everything. That takes courage. Some people may laugh at your first attempt. Let them laugh. They are watching one small moment. You are building an entirely new future. Their opinion will not improve your skill. Their laughter will not decide your success. Your practice will. Your patience will. Your willingness to continue will. Do not compare your first chapter with someone else's 10th chapter. They may look natural now, but you did not see their early struggles. You did not see the times they felt embarrassed. You did not see the mistakes they repeated. You did not see how often they wanted to quit. You only see the result. Never let someone's finished result make you ashamed of your beginning. Your beginning is important. It is where your courage is tested. It is where your discipline starts growing. It is where you learn whether your dream matters more than your fear. At first, progress may feel very slow. You may practice for days and still feel confused. You may try again and still make the same mistake. But improvement is happening, even when it is difficult to notice. Every attempt teaches your mind something. Every correction makes you a little better. Every mistake shows you what needs more practice. This is why mistakes are proof that you are trying. A person who never starts may avoid embarrassment, but they also avoid growth. They stay safe, but they stay the same. A person who tries may feel uncomfortable for a while, but discomfort becomes experience. Experience becomes skill, and skill becomes confidence. Real confidence does not come before action. It comes after repeated action. You do not wait until you feel confident to begin. You begin, make mistakes, improve, and slowly become confident. So give yourself permission to be imperfect. Give yourself permission to learn slowly. Give yourself permission to ask questions. Give yourself permission to make mistakes without calling yourself a failure. Speak to yourself with patience. You would not insult a child for falling while learning to walk. Do not insult yourself for struggling while learning something new. Instead, say, I am still learning. I am improving through practice. I do not need to be perfect today. I only need to keep going. These thoughts will help you continue when your progress feels small. Remember, nobody begins as a master. The people you admire became good because they accepted being bad at first. They stayed long enough to improve. They kept showing up when success was not visible. They allowed mistakes to teach them instead of shame them. You must do the same. Do not hide your beginner stage. Respect it. It is proof that you are expanding your life. It is proof that you are brave enough to grow. It is proof that you have chosen progress over comfort. One day, the things that feel difficult now will become easy. One day, the mistakes that embarrass you now will become part of your success story. One day, someone else may look at your skill and think you were always naturally good. But you will remember the truth. You became good because you kept trying. So begin before you feel ready. Practice before you feel confident. Make mistakes without losing hope. Be proud of every honest attempt. You do not need to look perfect. You only need to keep learning. Because being a beginner is temporary, but the courage to begin can change your entire life. Lesson 4. Mistakes show you what to improve. A mistake is not only something that went wrong, it is also a message. It shows you what needs more attention, more practice, or a better plan. Many people feel disappointed when they make a mistake. They immediately think, I am not good enough. But that thought is not helpful. A better question is, what is this mistake trying to teach me? That question turns pain into progress. Maybe you failed because you were not prepared. Then the lesson is to prepare better. Maybe you trusted the wrong person. Then the lesson is to notice actions, not only words. Maybe you gave up too early. Then the lesson is to build patience and consistency. Maybe you made a poor decision because you acted emotionally. Then the lesson is to pause and think before you react. Every mistake points toward an area where you can grow. It gives you information that success sometimes cannot give. When everything goes well, you may not notice your weakness. But when something goes wrong, the weakness becomes clear. That can feel uncomfortable, but it is valuable. You cannot improve what you refuse to see. A mistake acts like a mirror. It shows you the part of yourself that still needs work. Do not break the mirror just because you do not like what you see. Use it. Learn from it. Become better because of it. The strongest people are not those who never make mistakes. They are the ones who study their mistakes honestly. They do not hide from the truth. They do not blame everyone around them. They ask what they could have done differently. This does not mean taking responsibility for things that were not your fault. It means being honest about the parts you can control. That is where your power begins. You cannot control every result. You cannot control other people. You cannot control every problem that appears. But you can control how you respond. You can control whether you learn. You can control whether you repeat the same pattern. You can control whether this mistake makes you bitter or better. Imagine a person trying to open a locked door with the wrong key. They try once, but it does not work. If they keep using the same key again and again, the door will remain closed. But if they stop, look carefully, and choose a different key, they have a better chance. Life is the same. When an approach does not work, do not only try harder. Sometimes you need to try differently. Hard work is important. But hard work without reflection can keep you repeating the same mistake. Take time to review what happened. Ask yourself, what did I expect? What actually happened? Where did I go wrong? What can I change next time? These questions help you grow faster. Do not rush away from failure. Sit with the lesson for a moment. Failure often gives clear directions. It may tell you to slow down. It may tell you to learn more. It may tell you to ask for help. It may tell you to leave the wrong path. It may tell you that your goal is right, but your method needs to change. There is no shame in changing your method. Intelligent people adjust. They do not become emotionally attached to one plan. They focus on the goal, but they stay flexible about the path. If one way fails, they find another. If one attempt is weak, they improve it. If one door closes, they search for a better entrance. This is how mistakes become progress. You should also stop expecting yourself to know everything immediately. You're learning through experience. Some lessons can only be understood after you make a mistake. You may hear advice many times, but you understand it differently after living through the situation. Experience gives depth to knowledge. It turns simple advice into real wisdom. That is why your mistakes are not wasted when you learn from them. They become part of your education. But remember, learning is shown through changed behavior. Saying, "I learned my lesson," is not enough. Your next decision should look different. Your new habits should show growth. If you repeatedly make the same choice and expect a different result, you are not learning. You are only repeating. Be patient with yourself, but also be honest. You deserve kindness, but you also need discipline. Do not shame yourself for making a mistake, but do not protect the habit that caused it. Compassion says, I am human, and I can improve. Excuses say, this is just who I am. Never confuse the two. You are not trapped by your old behavior. You can learn a new response. You can build a better habit. You can make a stronger choice. You can become wiser than the person who made the mistake. That is growth. Sometimes a mistake will reveal that you need more skill. So practice. Sometimes it will reveal that you need more patience. So slow down. Sometimes it will reveal that you need stronger boundaries. So learn to say no. Sometimes it will reveal that you need to trust yourself. So begin keeping small promises. Every lesson requires action. Without action, the mistake remains only a painful memory. With action, it becomes a turning point. Do not ask for a life without mistakes. Ask for the wisdom to use them well. A mistake can become the reason you lose confidence, or it can become the reason you improve. A mistake can make you afraid of trying again, or it can show you exactly how to try better. The event is the same. Your response creates the difference. So when you make a mistake, do not immediately call yourself a failure. Pause. Look carefully. Find the lesson. Take responsibility. Change your approach. Then try again with more wisdom than before. Each corrected mistake makes you stronger. Each honest lesson makes you more prepared. Each new attempt proves that failure did not defeat you. Remember this. Mistakes do not only show where you went wrong, they also show where your next level begins. Lesson 5. Do not let perfection stop your progress. Many people do not fail because they are incapable. They fail because they are waiting to become perfect before they begin. They want the perfect plan, the perfect time, the perfect confidence, the perfect result. But perfection is often just fear wearing a beautiful name. You tell yourself, I am preparing. But sometimes you are only delaying. You tell yourself, I will begin when I feel ready. But the truth is, you may never feel completely ready. Confidence usually comes after action, not before it. You begin with doubt. You practice with mistakes. You improve through experience. Then confidence slowly grows. This is how progress works. A person who waits for perfection often remains in the same place. A person who accepts imperfection begins moving. They may start badly. They may feel nervous. They may make mistakes. But every step teaches them something. And every lesson makes the next step better. Imagine two people who want to learn the same skill. The first person keeps planning. They watch videos, collect information, and wait for the perfect moment. The second person starts with what they know. Their first attempt is weak. Their second attempt is still not great. But they continue. After many attempts, they become better. Who will improve faster? The person who waited or the person who practiced? The answer is clear. Action creates experience. Experience creates improvement. Improvement creates confidence. This is why imperfect action is often more valuable than perfect intention. A beautiful plan means nothing if you never use it. A powerful idea means nothing if you never act on it. A dream remains only a dream until you are willing to make mistakes while chasing it. Do not be afraid of producing work that is not perfect. Your first attempt is not meant to be your best attempt. It is meant to be your beginning. The first page may be weak. The first video may feel uncomfortable. The first speech may have mistakes. The first business idea may need changes. The first day of a new habit may feel difficult. That is normal. Beginnings are not supposed to look like mastery. They are supposed to create the experience that leads to mastery. Many people compare their beginning with someone else's success. They see a skilled person and think, I could never be that good. But they forget that the skilled person also had a first attempt. They also felt uncertain. They also made mistakes. They also had moments when nothing worked. The difference is that they continued long enough to improve. Do not judge your ability by your early results. Early results only show where you are starting. They do not show how far you can go. A weak beginning can still create a strong future. A slow start can still lead to great success. A mistake today can become the lesson that changes everything tomorrow. Perfectionism often sounds responsible. It says, I just want to do it properly. But underneath that sentence may be another fear. What will people think if I make a mistake? You may be afraid of embarrassment. You may be afraid of criticism. You may be afraid that people will see you as inexperienced. But people's opinions cannot build your future. Your actions can. Some people may criticize your first attempt. Let them. They are judging one moment. You are building a lifelong skill. They may notice your mistake. You should notice your improvement. Do not give temporary opinions permanent control over your life. You will never please everyone. Even perfect work will be criticized by someone. So stop trying to create something that nobody can judge. Create something that helps you grow. The goal is not to avoid every mistake. The goal is to learn faster than you fear. The goal is not to look perfect. The goal is to become better. The goal is not to impress people with one attempt. The goal is to continue until your progress becomes undeniable. Perfection also creates unnecessary pressure. When you believe every attempt must be excellent, you make simple tasks feel heavy. You overthink every detail. You become afraid to finish. You keep changing small things. You delay sharing your work. And sometimes you quit before anyone even sees what you created. Progress becomes easier when you allow yourself to be a learner. Say, this does not have to be perfect. It only needs to be better than before. I can improve after I begin. I am allowed to learn through mistakes. These thoughts remove pressure and create movement. Remember, improvement happens through repetition. You cannot become strong after one workout. You cannot become fluent after one conversation. You cannot become successful after one decision. You improve by showing up again and again. Each attempt teaches you something the previous one could not. Maybe the first attempt teaches courage. The second teaches patience. The third teaches technique. The fourth teaches discipline. The fifth teaches you not to quit. Slowly, you become the person you wanted to be. This is why mistakes are proof that you are trying. A person who never acts may appear perfect because nobody sees their failures. But hidden potential is not progress. An unfinished dream is not success. A safe life without mistakes may also be a life without growth. You must be willing to look imperfect for a while. You must be willing to feel uncomfortable. You must be willing to learn in public or in private. You must be willing to begin before you have every answer. That is the price of becoming better. Do not confuse excellence with perfection. Excellence means giving your best and continuing to improve. Perfection means believing nothing is good enough. Excellence motivates you. Perfection exhausts you. Excellence allows learning. Perfection creates fear. Choose excellence. Do your best with what you know today. Then learn more and do better tomorrow. There may be times when you make an embarrassing mistake. You may feel disappointed. You may wish you could hide. But embarrassment passes. The lesson remains. Do not allow one uncomfortable moment to stop a journey that could change your life. Laugh at yourself when necessary. Correct the mistake. Keep moving. The strongest people are not those who never look foolish. They are those who care more about growth than appearance. They are willing to be beginners. They are willing to ask questions. They are willing to admit they do not know. They are willing to try again after failure. That willingness gives them an advantage. While others are protecting their image, they are building their ability. One day, the same people who were afraid to make mistakes may admire the success you created through them. So stop waiting for the perfect time. Use the time you have. Stop waiting for the perfect plan. Start with the next clear step. Stop waiting to feel fearless. Move while fear is still present. Stop waiting to become perfect. Become better through action. Your progress does not need to look beautiful at the beginning. It only needs to be real. Take the step. Make the mistake. Learn the lesson. Improve the method. Then try again. You do not need perfect conditions to change your life. You need the courage to begin imperfectly and the discipline to keep improving. Never forget this. Perfection keeps many people waiting. Mistakes keep brave people learning. And the person who keeps learning will always move farther than the person who is too afraid to begin. Lesson 6. Turn every mistake into a stronger comeback. A mistake can make you feel weak for a moment. It can shake your confidence. It can make you question your ability. But a mistake does not have to become the end of your story. It can become the beginning of your comeback. A comeback begins when you decide that one bad moment will not control your whole future. It begins when you stop saying, "I failed, so I should quit," and start saying, "I failed, so I must learn and return stronger." That decision changes everything. Anyone can feel confident when life is going well. Anyone can smile when the results are good. Anyone can keep moving when the path is easy. But real strength appears after disappointment. It appears when you are tired, embarrassed, and uncertain, yet you choose to stand up again. That is where your character is built. Your mistake may have hurt you, but it can also train you. It can teach you to prepare better. It can teach you to become more patient. It can teach you to control your emotions. It can teach you to choose your people carefully. It can teach you to trust actions instead of promises. It can teach you to become more disciplined. Painful lessons are not always useless lessons. Sometimes the hardest experience gives you the wisdom you needed most. But wisdom only grows when you face the truth. Do not run away from what happened. Do not pretend the mistake was unimportant. Do not keep blaming other people just to protect your pride. Be honest with yourself. Ask, what was my responsibility? What signs did I ignore? What could I have done differently? What will I change from this moment? Honest answers may feel uncomfortable, but they give you power. When you accept responsibility, you stop feeling helpless. You understand that even if you cannot change the past, you can change your next decision. You can change your habits. You can change your preparation. You can change your attitude. You can change the way you respond. That is how a comeback begins. A comeback is not created by words alone. You cannot only say, "I will do better." You must prove it through action. If your mistake came from poor preparation, prepare more. If it came from laziness, become disciplined. If it came from rushing, slow down. If it came from trusting too quickly, observe carefully. If it came from fear, take one small courageous step. The lesson must become behavior. Otherwise, the mistake will return in a different form. Many people want a new result without building a new version of themselves. They want success, but they keep the same habits. They want peace, but they keep reacting emotionally. They want respect, but they do not respect their own promises. They want progress, but they repeat the same choices. A real comeback requires change. You cannot return stronger while carrying the same mindset that caused you to fall. You must leave something behind. Maybe it is an excuse. Maybe it is a bad habit. Maybe it is a false belief. Maybe it is your need for approval. Maybe it is the fear that keeps you small. Your comeback starts when you decide that the old pattern will not continue. Do not try to repair everything in one day. Strong comebacks are often built slowly. You begin with one better decision, then one better habit, then one more honest effort. At first, nobody may notice your change. That is fine. You are not improving for applause. You are rebuilding your life. A building does not become strong because people praise it. It becomes strong because its foundation is solid. Build your foundation. Wake up and keep your promise. Practice even when you feel discouraged. Do the work even when nobody is watching. Stay focused even when the results are slow. These small actions restore your confidence. Confidence is not rebuilt by positive words alone. It is rebuilt when you prove to yourself that you can be trusted. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your confidence grows. Every time you continue after a difficult day, your confidence grows. Every time you choose discipline over excuses, your confidence grows. Every time you try again after failure, your confidence grows. Slowly, you stop seeing yourself as someone who failed. You begin seeing yourself as someone who can recover. That identity is powerful. Do not rush your healing. Some mistakes leave deep emotional pain. You may need time to understand what happened. You may need time to forgive yourself. You may need time before you feel ready to try again. Take the time you need, but do not build a home inside your pain. Rest, but do not surrender. Reflect, but do not live forever in regret. Heal, then move. The past should become your teacher, not your permanent address. You may also face people who remind you of your failure. They may continue talking about what went wrong. They may doubt your ability to change. Do not waste your energy trying to convince them. Let your consistency speak. You do not need to announce your comeback. You need to live it. Work quietly. Improve privately. Return with stronger habits, better judgment, and deeper wisdom. People may remember the mistake for a while, but eventually, they will have to notice your growth. And even if they do not, your progress still matters. Your life is not a performance for other people. Your comeback is for you. It is proof that your lowest moment did not defeat you. It is proof that you learned. It is proof that you chose courage over shame. It is proof that you became stronger because of what happened. Sometimes your comeback will not look like returning to the same place. You may realize that the old goal was not right for you. You may choose a different direction. You may leave a harmful relationship. You may change your career. You may build a new dream. That is still a comeback. Returning stronger does not always mean returning to the same situation. Sometimes strength means choosing a better path. Do not become so attached to your old plan that you ignore a new opportunity. A closed door may be guiding you toward a better room. A failed plan may be forcing you to become more creative. A painful ending may be protecting you from a future that was not right for you. You may not understand everything immediately, but keep moving with wisdom. The meaning often becomes clear later. Remember, success is not never falling. Success is refusing to stay down. The strongest people have scars. They have stories of rejection. They have moments they wish had gone differently. But they also have courage. They learned how to turn pain into purpose. They learned how to turn failure into discipline. They learned how to turn regret into responsibility. They learned how to rise. You can do the same. Your mistake is not bigger than your ability to grow. Your failure is not stronger than your decision to continue. Your past is not more powerful than the choices you make today. You are still here. You can still learn. You can still change. You can still rebuild. You can still become better than you were before the mistake. So do not hide from your failure. Face it. Study it. Take the lesson. Then prepare your comeback. Come back with more patience. Come back with stronger discipline. Come back with better boundaries. Come back with greater self-respect. Come back with less pride and more wisdom. Come back with a mind that understands that failure is not the end. It is training. One day, you may look back at the mistake that once broke your confidence and realize that it also awakened your strength. It pushed you to grow. It forced you to change. It introduced you to a stronger version of yourself. That is the power of a comeback. So when you fall, do not ask, "Is my journey over?" Ask, "What must I learn before I rise?" Then stand up. Take one step, take another. Keep moving until your progress becomes stronger than your past. Never forget this. Your mistake may explain why you fell, but your courage, discipline, and determination will decide how powerfully you rise. As we come to the end of this video, remember one simple truth. Mistakes are not signs of weakness. They are signs that you had the courage to try. Every successful person has failed. Every expert has been a beginner. And every great achievement has been built on lessons learned from mistakes. So never let one failure stop you from chasing your dreams. Learn from every setback, grow through every challenge, and keep moving forward with confidence. Your mistakes do not define who you are. Your willingness to rise again does. If this video inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this message today. Keep believing in yourself, keep learning, and keep taking action, because your next attempt could be the one that changes your life forever. See you in the next video.